Hello, friends. Mr. Burnett here, coming to you from my treehouse annex. Uh, One of the things I love about my job is that sometimes I get to plan together with teachers to where if they ask me to read you a book, a really good book that might have something to do with a topic that you're learning about in school, and I can read a great book to you, and then the teacher can take off from there and teach you some regular curriculum that's related to it. And so I was excited when Miss McGee came to me and said, "We're doing money. Will you read a book for me?" And I'm like, "Sure. Do you have any good books in mind?" And she asked me to read Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich, last Sunday. I'm going to be honest with you. This is an old book. I wasn't really excited about reading this book. So I probably need to explain a few things to you. This book is older than most librarians, and it uses phrases like, I think it uses the term haypenny. They don't have those anymore, and copper penny. They don't have those anymore. And so there's a lot of really outdated information in this book. But I love Miss McGee, and she wants me to read you this book, so here we go. Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich, Last Sunday, by Judith Viorst, illustrated by Ray Cruz. Published by Aladdin Books, Macmillan Publishing Company, in 1978. I believe Jimmy Carter was president. It isn't fair that my brother Anthony has $2.75 and 1 dime and 7 nickels and 18 pennies. It isn't fair that my brother Nicholas has $1.02 and 5 dimes and 5 nickels and 13 pennies. It isn't fair because what I've got is bus tokens, and most of the time what I've mostly got is bus tokens. And even when I'm very rich, I know that pretty soon what I'll have is bus tokens. I know because I used to be rich. Last Sunday, Grandma Betty and Grandpa Louie came to visit from New Jersey. They brought lox because my father likes to eat lox. They brought plants because my mother likes to grow plants. They brought $1 for me and $1 for Nick and $1 for Anthony because Mom says it isn't nice to say this. We like money. A lot. Especially me. My father told me to put the dollar away for college. He was kidding. Anthony told me to use the dollar to go downtown to a store and buy a new face. Anthony stinks. Nicky said to take the dollar and bury it in the garden, and in a week a Dollar Tree would grow. Ha ha ha. Mom said that if I really want to buy a walkie-talkie, save my money. Saving is hard. Okay, kids, just so you know, walkie-talkies are this thing that people used to use in the Stone Ages to talk to each other before they had cell phones. Because last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I went to Pearson's drugstore and got bubble gum. And after the gum stopped tasting good, I got more gum. And after that gum stopped tasting good, I got more gum. And even though I told my friend David I'd sell him all the gum in my mouth for a nickel, he still wouldn't buy it. Goodbye, 15 cents. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I bet that I could hold my breath till 300. Anthony won. I bet that I could jump up from the top of the stoop and land on my feet. Nicky won. I bet that I could hide this purple marble in my hand and my mom would never guess which hand I was hiding it in. I didn't know that moms made children pay. Goodbye, another 15 cents. I absolutely was saving the rest of my money. I positively was saving the rest of my money. Except that Eddie called me up and said that he would rent me his snake for an hour. I always wanted to rent his snake for an hour. Goodbye, 12 cents. Anthony said, when I'm 99, I still won't have enough for a walkie-talkie. Nick said I'm too dumb to be let loose. My father said that there are certain words a boy can never say, no matter how ratty and mean his brothers are being. My father fined me 5 cents each for saying them. Goodbye, dime. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, by accident I flushed 3 cents down the toilet. A nickel fell through a crack when I walked on my hands, and I tried to get my nickel out with a butter knife and also my mom's scissors. Goodbye, 8 cents. And the butter knife. And the scissors. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I found this chocolate candy bar just sitting there. I rescued it from being melted or smushed. Except the way I rescued it from being melted or smushed was that I ate it. How was I supposed to know that it was Anthony's? Goodbye, 11 cents. I absolutely was saving the rest of my money. I positively was saving the rest of my money. But then Nick did a magic trick that made my pennies vanish into thin air. The trick to bring them back, he hasn't learned yet. Goodbye, 4 cents. Anthony says that even when I'm 199, I won't have enough money still for a walkie-talkie. Nick said they should lock me in a cage. My father said that there are certain things a boy can never kick, no matter how ratty and mean his brothers are being. My father made me pay 5 cents for kicking it. Goodbye, nickel. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, Kathy around the corner had a garage sale. I positively only went to look. I looked at a half-melted candle. I needed that candle. I looked at a bear with one eye. I needed that bear. I looked at the deck of cards that was perfect except for no 7 of clubs and no 2 of diamonds. I didn't need that 7 or that 2. Goodbye, 20 cents. I absolutely was saving the rest of my money. I positively was saving the rest of my money. I absolutely positively was saving the rest of my money, except I needed to get some money to save. I tried to make a tooth fall out. I could put it under my pillow and get a quarter. No loose teeth. I looked in Pearson's telephone booths for nickels and dimes that people sometimes forget. No one forgot. I brought some non-returnable bottles down to Friendly's Market. Friendly's Market wasn't very friendly. Okay, I feel like I should stop here and explain something. Before people had cell phones, you would have to go find a public phone, and they were called pay phones, and you had to put a dime into them to make a phone call. Trust me, it's a thing. It's a long story. I can't really explain it. Also, back in those days, they recycled glass, and there were certain kinds of bottles you could drink, like the little Pepsi bottles. You could return them to the grocery store, and they would give you money for the deposit. I know this book doesn't make any sense. I don't, not to mention they're buying huge candy bars for 11 cents, and I don't know. Just bear with me here. I told my grandma and grandpa to come back soon. Last Sunday, when I used to be rich, I used to have $1. I do not have $1 anymore. I've got this dopey deck of cards. I've got this one-eyed bear. I've got this melted candle. And some bus tokens. The end. Finally.